Welcome to the Crit Alley website, where students can truly speak their mind about artworks created by their classmates and themselves.
All too often as an educator, I have seen a student who truly knows his or her material and information sit on their hands when it comes to responding during a critique. Knowing how important it is for artists to be able to express themselves in words as well as through their works, I have attempted many times to make the experience of the critique as informative and reassuring to the student as possible. From the first course I was enrolled in here at Full Sail, Multiple Learning Theory Applications, I came to realize the multitude of learning styles that students have, and I began to reflect upon my own classroom and the problems that students exhibited. The topic for my thesis nearly stood up and laughed at me because it was just so obvious. Not only are there different learning styles, which, with the help of this class, I was able to begin assisting my own students to a greater degree, but the way that they are comfortable in reporting out what it is that they have learned is just as varied.
Knowing that I wanted to create a response system that was in the upper reaches of Bloom's taxonomy led me to the solution I have created. Having studied the results of the varied types of digital media our students are engaged in during their outside school lives, I knew that I wanted to create a piece that would catch their attention in the same way their social networking and gaming choices do. Looking at the website I have created, since I really couldn't find another online critique site, although there are over 1,000 online art galleries, I feel that I have created a space where students will be able to connect through the visually interesting colors and lettering I have chosen. Also, as we had learned in the Filmmaking Principles in Education course, I feel these pages have been set up a little differently than most, as they allow the student to see all the necessary information for his or her time in the site, with each specific page carrying a feature that directs the eye of the student to the focus area. This allows the student ease of navigation through a clearly marked path. Although I have had to build this site from the ground up, I was blessed with the presentation of the myriad of Web 2.0 tools that are available.
During the Education Design Evaluation course, my imagination was able to wander as my mind filled with endless possibilities due to the emergence of wonderfully interactive Web 2.0 tools. Being introduced to collaborative sites like Ning, which my fellow students and I still use to this day to keep each other on track and to give encouragement. Receiving notifications of updates using the RSS feature with NetVibes, communications applications like iChat, Skype, Twitter, and Facebook opened a whole new world of possibilities that set the course for my final destination of the media project. The ADDIE model has also become a great friend that has helped me to think out all aspects of each solution when posed with a project, and I will continue to use it during my teaching career. When Dr. Deason introduced us to the strategy game Prisoner's Dilemma, I could see the psychology behind negative peer pressure and why one person would want to see to it that another person would not succeed.
As I've already mentioned, there weren't any websites available that did what I wanted to do with Crit Alley, but having somewhere around 1,000 online art galleries to use as a guide for what I liked and what I did not like, I had a base to draw upon. All puns intended.
This is where the scariest class for me, at least before I took it, really helped me with the total look of the website. I heard that in the Digital Media and Education Applications course, we were going to learn how to use Flash, and I nearly died. My son, a website creator, had once tried to teach me how to use Flash for a church website. Notice that I said that he tried to teach me.
I'm glad to say that not only did I learn how to create a neat page using Adobe Illustrator and Flash, but that I also learned a great deal on the proper way to create the elements that allow the site user to see exactly where they are.
Needing to create my own site was a daunting task, and that is when I remembered hearing about the Wix.com website creator. It was such a relief to know that I did not need to create an entire site from a blank screen. Learning about rollovers, scrollovers, animation, and buttons made me look deeper than the surface offerings of the Wix.com site to create an eye-catching look that I hope most teens and young adults will be attracted to. It has also helped with the look of professionalism on the page, as the components do more than just take the user to the new section. They actually help to ensure that they are in the proper place through highlights and animations. For the actual rollout of this website, I've been talking with a musician friend who is creating original music to put behind each of the introductory pages in the site. The major push for me to ask my friend to do this came during the Media Asset Creation course, where Joe Bustillos helped us to stay out of the courtroom, so to speak, when it comes to using previously recorded material. Now, I had dealt with ASCAP, the American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers, before when I worked in live theater, and knew the stringent rules governing the use of music, even for background ambience. Having only heard the term fair use, I had no idea what the total package entailed. Although it would be all right to just put in 30-second clips of music on the pages, I cannot be certain that students will not spend more time than that on any given page. I can also support the performing arts by using and publicizing the tunes that my friends create, and this too can keep the students interested because of the new custom music that they can hear. You may have noticed that I did not mention anything about music on the actual critique page. Thanks to the Music and Education Applications course, where Dr. Rep showed me that there was more to music than soothing the savage beast, I have come to see the proper use of music to spur creativity. Playing music in my classroom had been a long-standing practice since I find that music helps me to concentrate better on the creation process. Although I had tried to match the genre of the music with the style of the art the students were working on, I had no idea of the intricacies that times of silence also brings. That is why I have decided to only use the music behind the simple tasks of choosing the proper class on the opening page, and for each class base page, where the students choose the artworks that he or she will be critiquing. When it comes to the task of writing the critique, however, I want the student to be able to focus on the analysis, the synthesis, and the evaluation of the piece. And this would be a perfect time for there to be no musical distraction. Even though Crit Alley is not a lesson that has a beginning, middle, and end, it is to be used as the culmination of any visual arts project, and it covers a specific area where I have witnessed a problem in allowing students to truly blossom. From publications such as WebMD and researchers like Elliot Aronson, Peter Konechny, and Dodge, Dishon, and Lansford, the effects of negative peer pressure have been shown as a detriment on personal growth. On the side of the solution, anonymity, which with the use of this site will truly be provided, can be used to create a more open and positive student and increase community interaction, as documented in the publication allacademic.com, the article Chilling Effects, and from researchers Littleton and Light. Using this research, I was able to forge ahead, knowing that this solution will definitely be a step in the right direction. At a recent district meeting for the school system where I'm currently employed, the visual arts education manager was asking who was well-versed in creating podcasts. When I was the only one that raised my hand, a dialogue began between the two of us, which then also drew the attention of the performing arts coordinator. As she spoke of creating manageable chunks of information to be presented in podcasts so that other teachers could use them for research or demonstration purposes, the lessons learned in learning management systems and organizations sprang to the front, and I was able to add intelligent guidance to the conversation on where to go from there. This conversation also opened the door for me to display Crit Alley to those much higher up than this lowly art teacher, and to start the ball rolling toward implementing this tool that I have so much confidence in on a district-wide setting. Wow, this closes out my final presentation here at Full Sail University. Now there's so little to do and so much time. Or is it the other way around? Well, whichever way it'll turn out, I want to thank all those who have helped me learn and expand my horizons during my stay in the Education, Media, Design, and Technology Master's Degree Program at Full Sail. Thank you to each of the course directors, to Dr. Ludgate, Laura Monroe, and to all my classmates as we look ahead to transforming the face of education where all students will truly be allowed to flourish. This is Joe Hnat signing off. To the future and... oh, let's see. Is that acceptable use or not?